the leagues are going to open up pretty damn quickly, right? We've got Belgium starting today. We've got who else? Austria is in motion. So your next Wonderkids, you're going to have to know. You've got the SPFL in Scotland starting next weekend, and also Russia started over the weekend or earlier this week. So we're going to look at these four leagues, and there's definitely some Wonderkids you got to watch in there, or future Wonderkids. So who's your first one?
I'm gonna go safe here on my first pick, and I'm gonna go for the genius forward at Club Brugge, and that is Charles de Ketteler.
Yeah.
I'd like to say, just before I mention like his abilities, he's the first Belgian player to score more than one goal in the Champions League, and I like him. Creativity, defensive output. You know, this is so overlooked, but a player at such a young age that shows quality defensive output, that's a really good trait to have. And passing ability. He's very comfortable going on the wings and going to the middle. He's really good about the space around him. He's really aware about it. And I'd say he's like top 3 Belgium youngsters right now. Doku, Charles de Ketteler, and the third one you can kind of have here a debate here, but he's very, very good. Like, I'm really hopeful on him. And guys, watch out.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the improvement that he saw last year in his defensive output is probably the exact thing that is going to send him away from Club Brugge. So close your ears, Club Brugge fans, because I'm sure they know what's coming. The teams are circling him, his versatility. And I think he scored both of those Champions League goals against the same team, the home and away leg against maybe Zenit. It was like a Russian team or something.
Not 100%.
So he was absolutely vital to their league win last year. So very good shout, and I think we would have gotten yelled at if we didn't mention him, right? Well, I'm going to then go over to Austria quickly, and I'm going to highlight kind of 3 at once because they're all really, really intriguing. Every year at Red Bull Salzburg, you have this turnover. Erling Haaland, Dominic Szoboszlai, then Paterson this year, right? Moving on. And you've got to have people that are going to step up next under a different coach. Had their first game, and they actually had a comeback win. They went down early. But you have to have a guy like Brendan Aronson, who's from my hometown academy of the Philadelphia Union, who stepped in wonderfully. He's one of those kids that you put him into a situation where the level has definitely stepped up some, and immediately his talents just kind of went up there, right? And he matched the quality of the game. But he's going to have a very, very different year, along with Karim Adeyemi and Benjamin Sesko, who's come in, the Slovenian striker who played mostly for the reserve team last year. These 3 are essentially, with Sekou Koita out, injured again. These 3 are going to have to somehow figure out a way to continue Salzburg's dominance. And early signs say that they're going to be okay. But Adeyemi is 19, Aronson's 20, Sesko, I believe, he may have just turned 18. And he's a big target that's mobile too. So Red Bull Salzburg, I think, has like the top 14 highest valued of the top 15 Austrian Bundesliga kind of Wonderkids. So this is going to be a place you got to watch, and a place that the Bundesliga certainly is always looking.
Brendan Aronson is a fitting replacement to Dominic Szoboszlai. I'd like to say that for starters. And you are 100% right with Karim Adeyemi. This kid is going to the very top. He's got pace, awareness, finishing is extremely overlooked with him because people tend to think that players that are fast-paced have bad finishing. Sorry to say, guys, some are really good finishing. And Karim Adeyemi is one of them. So I really like that mention. I'm going to stay in Belgium still because I still feel like there's a lot of talent to talk about here. And I'm going to talk about Marco Cane. Because first thing I love about Marco Cane is I got to know him as a center back, but now he's a CDM. So that's versatility right there. And he's 18 years old. He's really good with the ball, in my opinion. And tackling-wise, as you should expect from a former center back, now a CDM, he's really good too. Strength, on point. At 18, he's already a very strong player. But I'd like to mention this. He's a player that is developing for the Premier League. I feel like Premier League clubs are looking at Mark Kane from Anderlecht more and more. So, guys, watch out. Remember the name. And, yeah, Mark Kane from Anderlecht.
Yeah, looks like they had a pretty rough start to the season today. They lost 3-1, but I'm gonna. So there is a center back on that team that's pretty intriguing to me, and has been intriguing since well, he was coming up at Manchester City. Given probably his most competitive loan so far, he's going to Anderlecht. This is Taylor Harwood Bellis, who I'll tell you what. I mean, if whether it's the scouts there, whether it is fans there, anyone that's watched him play really do believe that this kid has a future at Manchester City, City. Okay. And that's important to understand because he's thrown right into the thick of it today. 3-1 loss, it looks like, to start the day, but he started at center back for Anderlecht. And I mean, his positioning, his IQ apparently is, off the charts for a kid, I believe, who's still, let me see here, he is still 19. But he's smart, he's physical. He is going to be one of those guys that can, he organizes the game, organizes the defense for them. So it's going to take some time if he's slotting right back into center back for them, a position that Matt Miazga was pretty damn good at for them last year. So Harwood Bellis is going to be one to watch because he's teetering on the edge of, is he actually going to wind up breaking through at City like an Eric Garcia did, right? We might not remember him fondly there, or City fans might not remember him fondly there, or he kind of goes the way of the loan army and finds himself a separate place. This is a big loan for him, but definitely going to be one to watch.
And with Bellis, I do see a lot of comments that mention his passion. I feel like he's a player that lives for this game, and when he plays, you can see it. So that's a really good pick there too. I'm gonna go my last pick from the Belgian league. I promise, guys, and it's Pierre Dumont. Why? Because he's from 2004 and he's already in the game. Yeah. So I saw the interest from AC Milan too. I was thinking, whoa, who is this guy? I know you knew a lot about him, and I went to see, and I understand now. Like, talk about a good young midfielder. Like, a lot of the traits I said about Marc Cane, expect them to with Pierre Dumont. Awareness defensively on point, reliable. This is what is so crazy now. I think the players that are younger now are so reliable compared to 20 years ago. Like, it's like they're ready to go and play at the highest level, and it's Pierre Dumont is just that. So expect to see him at Genk, another player for you guys to watch, and a really good midfielder.
Yeah, and I think a testament to that, you bringing up Duomo at 17 years old, Luca Oyen as well at Genk at 18, and then you have Noah Mbamba at 16, already getting a run out for Club Brugge. I think that's a testament to your these kids are being brought up in the right way right now. I mean, fundamentals first, continuing that passion for the game second, and always having that hunger to listen and learn. And each and every one of those kids, for sure, have that, and Harwood Bellis too. So my last one then, and I know we barely kind of scraped the surface of Russia, which we'll have to do in a different one. But I'm going to go to Scotland. Mainly because he was kind of overlooked by me. He was overlooked by me, and I kind of like to look at Scotland a whole lot. And Nathan Paterson has come through for Rangers under Steven Gerrard. And the reason why he hasn't really hit my radar that much is because you've got arguably the team's Rangers' best, most effective player in Tavernier. Playing right back, right? And Nathan Paterson is a right back, but he is 19 years old, and he will get more of a shot this year. And when he did at the end of last season, he was very good. And so far, I know in the friendlies, I think they're playing Real Madrid right now. They played someone big a couple days ago that everybody was raving about. Paterson is going to develop into I'm not going to go as far to say a Rangers legend, but he could be somebody that is going to be absolutely vital for them for years to come. He's complete fullback, one that can get forward, one that can also stay back and stay at home. Is the amount of improvement that's happened from last year to this year earned him a flippin' spot on the Euro 2020 squad for Scotland, right? Yeah. And that in and of itself tells you all that they feel that he can become to them. For sure. So he's going to be one to watch, and it'll be even more interesting to watch whether or not Rangers can continue to make Scotland theirs, right? After years and years of it being only Glasgow Celtic, right?
That's true. And Stevie G's doing a phenomenal job at Rangers. But I'm really interested to see how he does next season, because Morelos won't be there at Rangers. At least the news is saying that. And I feel like he was the cobblestone of that team. He's like the key player of that team. So I want to see how they perform without him.
Another Zambian kid, man. Watch out for him. He's a little older. That's why I haven't talked about him. But Fashion Sakala is very good. He also has an amazing name. I mean, just to be called Fashion is pretty cool. But he's another Zambian player. And I'm sure Paterson can give us a nice scouting report. But Fashion Sakala is going to score a lot of goals for them this year. You'll see.